Some account out there called Shaw Exposed.
I created a fake account.
Getting a phone call from somebody, it's Chris Harrington. And he's like, I did set up the account called Shaw Exposed, and I'm really sorry.
Yes! Oh! Now that's how you clear up.
Yes, Jen.
Okay! Get ready! Yes!
What's up, y'all? It's Brian Keith, and I'm back with another video. Today we'll be looking at The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, episode 5, season 3. And in honor of Salt Lake City, I got myself a big gulp. Hope you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and let's get into the video.
Let me check my shit real quick. Hotter than the fire coming out my flaming lips. You wanna play with me? You can't play in me. On the playground, bitch, you can't play with me. Got it, won it, securing the bag.
Alright, so the episode basically starts out with Meredith, Brooks, and Seth. They all go out for like lunch, and you know, Brooks is back home for a little bit because he goes to school at NYU, and you know, he's just back home just seeing his parents just shooting shit, just chopping it up. And it was just really cute because I was just like in the scene, like looking at it, I'm just looking like, why does Brooks look kind of cute to me? I'm like, hold on, like why is he starting to look attractive to me? That's crazy. But you know, Seth basically brings up, he was like, so are you dating? Do you have any boyfriends? And Brooks is just like, yeah, you know, I had a boyfriend for 2 years. And everybody's just like, face crack. And they're just joking. You know, Brooks threw it back at his dad, like, okay, so we're not back at his dad, but you get what I'm saying. He threw the response back at his dad, like, okay, so what's your ideal boyfriend, since you're asking me?
Hey, describe your perfect boyfriend. Why don't you describe your perfect boyfriend? My perfect boyfriend is Brett Favre.
And then he was like, oh, you know, Brett Favre, blah, blah, blah. Ooh, ah, ah, ah. It was just a cute scene. And like, you know, I love, and I love seeing marriages that, you know, really get through that hurdle. And it feels like that made them stronger. So I love seeing Meredith and Seth's relationship. And speaking of relationships, we segue over to Jen and Coach Shaw. They go out to like the little gravity bounce house things, you know. So they're having a good time, you know. I never noticed Jen was so top heavy. Good God. But you know, they over here having a good time jumping, and you know, they basically talk about you know, the court case that's looming, and also they talk about how there is this Instagram page or this troll page called Shaw Exposed.
To you, like, I don't know, 6-7 months ago, there was some account out there called Shaw Exposed.
And, you know, they're basically just terrorizing the family, and she just doesn't know why they will come at her for anything. They're just saying like defamatory things.
Exposed was a Instagram account that was commenting very negatively about Lisa online, me online.
Some true, some not, I don't know, allegedly. So there's just a lot of things, and she's just very concerned, and Coach Shaw is just trying to be, you know, a pillar of support for her, and I love their dynamic. Even though Jen has done what she has done, she is still entertaining. I cannot take that away from her. She's still entertaining, she's still energetic, charismatic. So I mean, I cannot take that away from her, you know. So we travel over to Whitney's house.
I need to just take a break. He just looked at me like in shock, and he just said, well, I was just fired.
So while she's trying to tell him that she needs like a break, just let her just have her own peace and her peace and quiet, he basically tell her like, well, you know, I got fired. And so they're not only are they trying to understand why he got fired, they have to really try to get through and navigate this new normal of basically right now living off of Whitney's income or whatever money they had left over, because you know they spent a lot of their savings on Wild Rose. And I'm just like, I mean, I hope it was a payoff, but you know, it is what it is. So he basically reads like the social media post that he wants to post out to, I'm thinking probably on LinkedIn, to like his co-workers and colleagues. So while reading the message, he starts tearing up and start crying.
3 hearts. I don't know why that was so hard. I think that's the first time I've cried since.
And I just don't know what it is about a grown-ass man crying that hits me in my inner. So, you know, I definitely can empathize and feel feel for them, because you don't want to see nobody really go through something like that, especially losing your job, and when you're one of the top executives or someone like that within that company that you hold such high regard within people's viewpoint. That's a lot. So he basically explains to her, well, they basically said, since my wife is a public figure, basically since my wife is on the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, it's a conflict of interest, and we're gonna have to let you go.
With Whitney being a public figure, I just didn't see how we were gonna be able to make this continue to work.
So Whitney's really getting upset, and she makes the situation about herself.
This has everything to do with them shaming me for what kind of woman I am. I feel like this is taking me back to when I was like 18, being told, well, if you're not a man,
Right.
you can't have it.
Yes, she was one of the reasons, and probably the main catalyst of why he got fired. She turns it into like this Mormon viewpoint of, well, being that I'm out of the Mormon faith and they want to control women, they want to see women at the bottom, da 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 da. And she talks about how they had one of the scenes last year of cringy.
Yeah, that could be cringy.
When they were doing like the whole love is what the painting. It was cringy, but I don't think that was the reason why they fired him. I definitely feel like there were other things that I don't know of, but it is what it is. She makes the situation about him instead of, I don't want to say she didn't console him. Obviously, that's she knows more information. That's her husband. Maybe she did console him, but I was just like, okay, we just turned this situation about him losing his job, and you made it about yourself. But it is what it is. Then we see Lisa Barlow. She sits down with her son, and she's continuing talking to him about going to college. Like I told you before, I agree with her trying to get her son to go to college. Do I feel like she should force him to go? No. But do I feel like she should point him in the right direction? Yes. She basically says, like, the reason why you got these businesses and you are a business owner, a successful business owner, isn't because of your own volition and your own effort. We funded the entire process, and we connected you with our contacts. So the reason why you are successful is off the backs of, your daddy's money, like he said. But something that her son did say was, because she asked him the question, like, did we push you too hard to basically grow up? Like, did you not have a childhood? Which I think that was a great question. And it's really a good question to, for parents to ask it, basically taking some responsibility of, maybe we did something wrong by pushing you to be very independent. Like, and I like when she said that, being very self-aware. He was just like, no, I don't think you pushed me very hard, but I just want to earn my own money. I don't want anybody else to say, that's daddy's money. And I'm like, oh, you got a point. You got a point. That's something that I can relate to, because it's just like my parents were super successful, and I want to follow in their footsteps as well. But I want to do it on my own terms and do things my own way. So like when I was 18, I provided for myself. And from 18 till now, I'm not gonna say my age, but from 18 to now, like I provided solely for myself, and I had help along the way from like family members and everything. But at the core, it was me. I've achieved 2 degrees, soon to be in the coming years, thinking about trying to go get my 3rd degree. But right now, I just want to enjoy life and the new opportunities I have. But no more about me. So Heather over here goes to Beauty Lab. She's trying to open up a new location, but right now, the renovation's going slow, so she can't basically put up a new location. So now they're gonna have to stay open later to keep that clientele and that traffic within her business going. So she sits down, she talks to her business partner, and she basically says like, yo, doing my book and I'm missing all the deadlines, so they might pull the plug and I just don't know what to do. My family member don't want to have nothing to do with me.
I could not identify as Mormon and still have my family.
And it's really weird. I wouldn't say weird, but it's just crazy that, Heather had a up and down relationship with her entire family. And being that she left the Mormon religion, like I said before, I don't know anything about the Mormon religion besides of things that I've heard from secondhand experiences. I really don't know. But like from the show, she talks about how, she left the Mormon church, and like a lot of people have just abandoned her and left her. And hopefully she could work through that. And on top of all that, Lisa retweeted her dad's obituary
as a way to like prove how great of a friend she is, because she texted me when we brought my dad home from.
Because back in when the reunion, she told Andy like, well, you know, when my dad was over here dying, Lisa over here said, well, I hope your dad's okay. Text her out the blue after he passed. And Lisa basically said, no, that's not true. To be honest, it wasn't true. Lisa proved that it wasn't true. But at some point, does it even matter? Especially when y'all on the right path, in the right track to like y'all growing as friends. So, I mean, at that point with Lisa, it was like, it's irrelevant. But maybe she was watching the show and she's seeing like, you know, I have to defend myself and I want to feel vindicated. But at what point? You know? I feel like that's one thing with Lisa. Lisa can be very much self-centered and not thinking about other people. And when Lisa and Whitney goes to the yoga class, because they always work out together, which is funny that they did a little montage, but they go out to the yoga together, and you know, Whitney asked her like, why did you do that? And Lisa's like, well, you know, I didn't do it to hurt her. I just did it to vindicate myself. Like, I don't want nobody to think that I'm a liar. It's like, we can understand that, but at what point do you say that's crossing the line? And like Whitney said, that's a low blow. So Lisa said, you know what, I'm gonna show up to her audition. If she kicked me out, she kicked me out. But you know, I'm going to, you know, extend the olive branch and hopefully everything will go smoothly. Cool. Meredith sit down with Angie and her husband Chris. So Angie and Chris and Meredith and Seth go out for dinner. And it's a weird pairing because I don't think that they would necessarily get along. Like I think what Angie said was, well, you know, the trauma bonding with with both of them being annihilated by Lisa. So, you know, it's revealed to us that Angie's husband created a fake account, a Finsta.
A very immature moment. So as a 52-year-old man, I created a fake account.
And basically start trolling Jen and Lisa. He said this off of retaliation because they were basically talking about his wife. And I can understand that. But what I think I can't understand nor grasp is that, I mean, Angie could have defended herself, you know? And if she, it's just weird. I just think that's just taking a step too far. Like, why make a fake Instagram account when you can just do it yourself on your public platform? I just feel like it just makes it look weird. And then Seth is just like, I agree. You see Meredith looking at him like, hush. But Meredith was just like, well, you know, I totally understand.
You know, not great that you made this account and whatever else, but I have been sent certain things that tells me that Lisa has been doing the same thing.
She's saying that she heard rumors that Lisa has been doing fake accounts and this and third. But the thing about Meredith is she believes anything about Lisa, even if she has proof or not. They could say Lisa blew the moon, and she could be like, yep, I heard that Lisa blew the moon. I don't trust that. I don't trust her at all. It's just like, girl, what? So, yeah, like I said, he admitted on camera, and like on the next segment when Jen goes to Heather goes to Jen's house, having a good, like, you know the intro talks, just catching up. But then Jen just gets to this like, so I gotta tell you something, and I'm like, what? How did we change the mood that fast? Like that, the tears are coming.
Chris Harrington started an Instagram page called Shaw Exposed. Big deal.
But she's basically telling her like, well, you know, Chris Harrington created a fake account about me called Shaw Exposed. Now Heather's like, no, are you kidding me? And like I said, like, it's weird. Jen asked all the right questions, like, why would you do this? Because he basically called her. Because Lisa Barlow basically filled her in like it was Chris Harrington. And I mean, go to Lisa for being a detective. Is she a Virgo? She might be a Virgo. I don't know. I don't think so. But so Lisa told Jen. Jen didn't really think it was him, so she called Angie. Angie said, oh, my husband, it wasn't my husband. He would never do that.
A phone call from somebody. It's Chris Harrington. And he's like, I did set up the account called Shaw Exposed, and I'm really sorry.
A few minutes later, she get a call from Chris saying, he was like, yeah, I did create it. She's like, why? He was like, I mean, the name was available, so. And that excuse, I feel like if you're gonna admit that you did it, just give a straight, honest like reason why. Don't say, oh, the name is there. Like, you use it for a reason because you wanted publicity and you knew that's will be attached to the show and to Jen too. So it just, I don't know. I feel like he needs to answer for the motives. Like, yes, it was because your wife, but then you went on tirades and you said multiple things. So it's kind of weird. Heather's over here sitting like she is just gagged, just don't know what's going on. And I'm just like, Heather, stop. But then we goes to the audition. And like I said, Heather's doing a choir audition and all the girls show up. You know, the 3 new housewives come. At this point, I'm just going to consider them like a part of the show because, I mean, I really do like this cast. I do like the diversity. I like the new women. I'm going to call Angie H Angie. I'm calling Angie K AK-47 because I need a way to tell the two apart. It's either gonna be AK, AK-47. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Angie K, Angie Harrington, Angie. Boom. So Dana and AK show up, and you know they both look beautiful. But when Jen pulls up, like she makes the moment. She pulls up. The pink outfit was bomb. She looked bomb.
Yes. Yes, Jen.
Okay, get your
Meredith showed up. She looked beautiful, and then they all walk inside. Heather's basically telling her like, okay, you know, these are my judges, you know, and then she's telling her, I want you to be a hype man. Meredith, you're gonna be her assistant. Go outside and just help us out. Ooh, 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 ooh. So towards the end of the episode, they walk outside, and who do they see?
Hello, everyone. Who's ready to audition?
Yes.
Somebody missed the memo, apparently.
They see Whitney and Angie. And mind you, Jen already told Heather, like, I mean, you can do whatever you want, but I mean, I'm your friend. Basically saying, don't invite her to the event. But she still did, and I'm trying to figure out the motives with Heather because Heather seems so like this is indefensible, all of this. But then in the clips for the next episode, it seems like she is like, when Jen's saying like this is wrong, why did you do that? She's just like, girl, I don't care. But you want to hold Lisa to the fire. But it is what it is. But yeah, Angie H is definitely, I could see her coming back for season 4 already. Just because she's playing a major part. And I mean, I'm not fond of her character on the show, but I can see her really playing a major part within the show. Dana seemed like a chill chick. I really like Dana. I like her whole vibe. And AK-47, I just need a little bit more of her personality and who she is. Obviously she's on the show for a reason, but you know, let's see what else she brings to the show. And yeah, we'll see what happens. Next episode seems like it's gonna be great. This episode was really good. Like Salt Lake City has had me engaged. The reason why I didn't do the last episode is because like Halloween stuff, I've been out of town, I've been ripping and running these streets. So yeah, but y'all, I finally got access to my community page, so please look out on the community page for a lot of new content, polls, questions, pictures, little videos, and everything in between. And I hope you liked and enjoyed this video. Please leave a comment, and I will see you guys in the next one.